Hello, my spooky friends, and welcome to 31 Days of Halloween. As we're doing both beauty and body paint today, I thought we'd go ahead and skip our foundation as well as our brow application and jump into the eye look. Today we're using the Warrior 2 palette from Juvia's Place. We're starting with an olivey brown in our transition, and then we're going to be deepening the crease with a deeper, darker brown. There's this beautiful pumpkin-y orange shade in this palette as well, and I thought it was only fitting that we pop that into the upper outer corner a little bit higher than our crease and blending out towards the brow bone. And like we've been doing for a lot of our looks as of late, we are going to be using the P. Louise base to carve out our crease. This is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the color Let Me Through or Let Me Pass. I don't actually remember, but it's one of those. It's this beautiful orangey with reflect in it. So we're going to be popping that using our finger because I usually find that that's how these apply the best. Here into the very center of our lid. And then for added dimension and a little bit of contrast, we're going to be picking up on a flat packing brush this golden metallic shade that is also in the palette. And we're going to stamp that into our inner corners. We're going to be picking up that same rich warm tone brown from the crease here, and we're going to be using that to smoke out the outer 1/3 of our upper lid, making sure that that shade kind of melts into the crease, kind of like a butterscotch candy melts into your mouth. Do you guys remember those? Oh my gosh, they were literally some of my favorites. Those and Butterfingers. I love chocolate candy, but I also like candy, but not fruity candy, if that makes any sense. Next, we're going to be adding a little flick of some neon orange liner. This is one of the Norvina cake liners, and I love how vibrant it is. And then we're going to be running some of those same shades from up top down here below onto our lower lash line to just kind of give it a little bit of something. This peachy fluorescent orange color was the perfect inner corner highlight, and so we are going to pop that right here like so. And then we're adding a neon yellow liner. This one is from LA Girl here to our waterline. And that's going to be it for our eyes. We're going to be doing our typical kind of blush, a little extra bronzer because I felt like, I don't know, we needed the warmth in our face, and we're kind of like a pumpkin spice lady today. So we're doing a little bit of extra bronzer, adding some faux freckles because you guys know that I just can't resist the faux freckles. And then we're actually doing one of my favorite lip combinations of all time. Perfect for fall. It is the Naughty by Nature from Too Faced, which is this rich chocolatey brown, and then we are going to be sweeping a not quite neon, but it's a very vibrant orange. This is Orange County from NYX Cosmetics, right here into the middle of the lip. Now moving on to the paint. We're going to sketch out the overall shape first with an eyeliner like we do for a majority of our body paint. The idea is to be a cute pumpkin lady, like a pumpkin spice lady. Like we drank too much pumpkin spice and then, you are what you eat. I don't know. We're going to be basing ourselves out with orange, naturally, but we're also going to be adding brown paint here to create the lines or the humps, sutures, bumps, bulbs. I don't know what you call it, but it's, the inner portion of the curvature of those pumpkins, because the rind kind of has grooves in it. You know what I mean. We're doing that for texture and to start adding our dimension. And then we're going to be picking up a yellow paint and we are going to hit the very center of each one of those grooves because we want to add a little bit more texture, a little bit more dimension. And naturally, if that part is raised or it's further out from the base of the pumpkin, it's going to have a more sheer kind of color. So it'll be a yellowish orange as opposed to straight orange. Next, we're using a dark brown eyeshadow to kind of smoke out that little pumpkin groove. We want them to appear to have that realistic curvature, even though it's 2D. So we're going to smoke that out vertically to start, and then we're going to be dragging some of that color inwards towards the pumpkin's center. Just a little, allowing the color to kind of taper out as we go, therefore making it seem like the curve is starting here slowly and then gets deeper towards the outer skirts of each individual hump. I guess, hump. I also used that brown paint on a fluffy bristled brush, and with some stippling and some small strokes, add a little bit more of like a grungy, like it grew from the earth kind of texture to the pumpkin. We want the face to stand apart from the rest of the look, and so we need to outline it a little bit with this dark brown paint. Not super thick like it would be in like a cartoon, but we definitely want that presence to be there. And then after we outline, we're going to take a brown eyeshadow to kind of shade the edges of our paint as well. And after shading the edges of our paint, we are going to use a white liner as well to kind of make the edges look a little bit like lifted higher, or as if they're catching light. And then I decided that the overall look just needed a little bit more movement, a little bit more detail. I just wasn't entirely satiated with it. And so I used my foundation to add little patches where the skin was like overlapping with the pumpkin, primarily on the chest, but also with some like dots and splotches here on the face and forehead as well. Of course, I had to highlight and shade those just as we did everything else. And at the last minute, I decided to add a little bit of greenery. And I added a little bit of greenery almost as an afterthought, just to give the look a little bit more like pop and a little bit more color. And for that, I'm just using 2 of my Mayron green paints, a normal flat green and then a more lime green, just to be like the highlighting portion of this.
Alright, you guys, that is going to be it for today's tutorial. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and that you've been enjoying all of the Halloween looks this year. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you guys want to be notified the next time that I post a video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!